Let me adjust this, honey. Lord, I don't want to look like this, honey. Oh, girl. Mm. Anyways, look at them. They already know I'm going to talk my shit about Raw. So they trying to stop me. Oh, no, that is not going to stop me, honey. But what an intro that was. See, it all happens live here. Hey, this is Marquel's World, all things pro wrestling news and my life. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know what I like to do? I like to talk things first, what I'm thinking in my head. Roman Reigns pushing Paul Heyman. What was that about? We get that he's upset. This whole storyline is kind of played out, kind of stupid. The whole how he's going to be my manager, but if that's the biggest thing you got, okay. I'm doing well. Talking about Raw. Haven't been on for Raw in a minute, so I'm here for Raw. How are you? So I hope all is well. I hope did you watch tonight? And good with your bug. You're finally off of 2010. Um yes. So Roman Reigns pushing Paul Heyman was a shock. Liv Morgan's getting some offense. Chad Gable shit kind of still getting on my nerves. We all know that's Chad Gable under the mask. Kind of funny that he gets kicked out and then all of a sudden the mask guy appears. I don't even care. El Moro. I don't know who this Chad Gable person, Ultra Ego is, but it's gotten old at this point. We all know Chad Gable isn't going to win. And hey, I got the music on for once. I came prepared. Look at me. I got the music in the background. So usually I do that while I talking, but today I'm actually prepared. But you know what I do when I get on here, it doesn't let me edit or do the tags until I'm talking a little bit. So let me add the tags so people can find this video. But Chad Gable shit, I'm not looking forward to that at all. Not looking forward to it. I'm sorry. Um Again, I'm talking from my head without looking at the notes, without looking at what happened. Again, I try to talk about things that I remembered right away. Karen Cross looked good. Do want to talk about Karen Cross? He did look good. He got some offense. Again, it's not a shock that he lost. Really hate that for him. Really hate that for Karrion Cross. How he always loses. What is this? We did know that he was going to be the person for Rey Mysterio to get some momentum. The tag team championships, we did have the New Day backstage. Not excited for that. I'm not excited for the tag team championship. I feel like we just saw that. I felt like we've seen this before with these two teams. What is this going to be different from the other times that they faced each other? Hopefully, Big E does show up and make an appearance, and he makes this worthwhile. Again, we've seen this before with the two teams. Unfortunately, WWE does not have a lot of tag teams. So when you have two belts and not a lot of tag teams, you're going to get the same tag matches. So we've seen this match before. It's getting old, redundant, but I do love the New Day. So, mm, what else was on top of my head? Do want to say Chelsea Green, if she's not even going to be at WrestleMania. I know that she's been gone a little bit. Where the hell is Green been? Where the hell is Chelsea Green? But again, these are things on the top of my head that I'm talking about real fast. Do want to say the CM Punk, Paul Heyman, CM Punk just showed up to talk to Paul Heyman right before Roman Reigns came. Perfect timing. I did put that as a note. He just so happened to come. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the order. Oh, okay. No, don't want to talk about AJ Styles yet. That him and Logan. I don't know. So let's talk about it. We do have Gunther, who you have to remember is the world champion of that brand. You won't really remember that with the Cody Rhodes situation. You won't remember that with the triple threat that's going on. But yes, Gunther is the champion, and he did say his little promo or what he really has to say. We did get to see him the opening of the show, basically trying to get that WrestleMania match ready. As you saw, what, 2 weeks ago or last week, Jay Uso got no, Jimmy Uso got his ass beat. Sad that they used Jimmy Uso as basically a stepping stone, basically to get to Jay Uso. But we kind of saw that coming because they did not really have that much of a story. But he did his little promo tonight. Gunther trying to get the crowd excited to anticipate this match that they have going on. Again, I don't know if a lot of people are excited. Who knows? Who knows? We did have Liv Morgan versus Bailey. Bailey did get some momentum and she did win. More than likely, she did win because we do know that Liv and Raquel will more than likely defend and retain those titles. Feel like this is either their first title match after getting the titles, or this is their second title defense. Who knows? But they have not really had that many title defenses. Liv Morgan and Raquel. So Raquel and Liv are going to win more than likely, but we did have Bailey defeat Liv Morgan to get that, little momentum going before WrestleMania. A little sad if this is all they have for Bailey at this point in her career, her being part of the tag teams. I guess she was someone that was very vocal about them getting those tag team titles. So if she has that much passion, good for her. But really, this is what you're left to is the tag team championships belts, and then you're tagging with the intercontinental champion Lyra, who's not even defending her title at WrestleMania. So Lyra is more focused in storyline getting the tag team belts than defending her own title. So that's a little weird. Not really excited, but Raquel, she's okay. I am a huge Liv Morgan fan. I do love her a lot. Raquel, we really just don't know much about her character. I'm not trying to be funny. The only thing we know about her is the back pose, and she's Liv Morgan's friend. I don't know anything else more about Raquel to care about her as a character. We did have Rey Mysterio versus Julius Creed, who basically is like a more muscular, taller version of Chad Gable. I will give him that. That is a compliment because Chad Gable is one of the best technical wrestlers we currently have. This was a good match with Rey Mysterio. You have to know that Rey Mysterio is going to face what is this guy's name? El Grande Americano. So we all know more than likely El Grande is Chad Gable. So this is what they have Chad Gable doing at WrestleMania. They have him at this one-on-one match with this new gimmick with Rey Mysterio. I mean, that is a good thing for Chad Gable to be in the ring with the legend. And by the way, if you can like this video, sub, it does help. Comment if you liked Raw if you want. But yes, we know more than likely that Rey Mysterio is going to defeat Chad Gable. I don't know what is going to happen with the storyline. What is this actually going to lead to? What is this going to lead to? Are we going to see something eventually? Titles? What are we going to see? We did have AJ Styles. I do want to let you know after the match, again, like I first stated before I went over each match, I did state that Chad Gable got ejected out of the ring, well, ringside, and he was told to leave. And then what, maybe 2 minutes later, we do have the mask guy El Grande show up. So again, this is really obvious. It is him. But Rey Mysterio is going to win. Again, I don't really have that much to say about it. I'm trying to drag it on as long as I can, but there's really not more to discuss. AJ Styles versus Karrion Cross. Karrion Cross, like I stated, did get some offense. It is good to see that he got some offense. But I will say him losing is not a shock. When are we going to make it where him losing is not the norm? Where are we going to get it where we're not expecting him to lose? So with carrying across, he had a good showing. I mean, he was in there with AJ Styles crying out loud. With AJ Styles and Logan Paul did have a back and forth tonight. Does that make you more excited for their match? Again, this is a match where okay, no titles on the line, really no storyline going into this, but both men are great in the ring. So it's going to be a great match, but no story, so really no interest on what's going to happen. Um Scarlett, I guess she's still there. I mean, she is the wife of Karrion Cross. I don't know what happened to her. There was a point where she was part of TNA Wrestling where she had her own gimmick. Yeah, she would manage her husband sometimes. Yeah, she would, but she still had her own identity and she was still wrestling. So I don't know what happened to that. What happened to Scarlett and her own character. At this point, she is just the manager of Carrying Cross. That's what all we're going to see from her. Are we going to see more from her? I can see if Lana does come back with Rusev, that could be something a mixed tag match with those two couples fighting. Um, if she ever gets back in the ring, we did have Jay Uso give a promo, which he looked really nervous and he looked like he was really feeding off of the energy of the crowd. Don't know if he was doing that on purpose, looking nervous because of what just happened to his brother 2 weeks ago or a week ago. Maybe that's why he was trying to make it as he was very nervous. But he did a okay job. You know, they do the yeet, 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 yeet. So they did do that like usual. Um, Kind of gives you the Gunther in the beginning of the show. He had the floor. Now we have Jay Uso. He has the floor, and he was speaking again. They're trying to get us excited for this match, which I am excited. I am excited. I am a huge Jay Uso fan, and I do like Gunther, so I do know they will have a great match. Not worried about that, but it is it's again the storyline hasn't really developed. It really didn't do what it was supposed to do. I feel like it was a little too late with Jimmy Uso. Like at this point, okay, why involve him now in the storyline this late in the game? But it is what it is. I do see they are trying to build this match. Um, his promo was all right. We did have Finn, Dominic, and Carlito attack Braun Breaker. We all know they're going to have that fatal four match for that Intercontinental Championship belt. I see he can defend his, but not Lyra. That's weird. But speaking of, we did have Penta versus Finn Balor. This was like again, this was an okay Raw. I'm not really that ecstatic because most of this shit was very predictable. I knew either Penta was going to win or it was going to be a disqualification, which we did have a disqualification, y'all. Because what Finn Balor did get attacked. We had Ron Breaker. He went up there. He was someone that was on a rampage. Again, I just stated that he got attacked. So there is no surprise that he is on the rampage. Him attacking and showing his dominance was good. We did have Penta. He was the only one out of the four that was able to fight back, really, because I think there was even a double spear from Dominic, well, to Dominic and Finn Balor. So I do think Penta was the only one really that was able to defend himself against Braun Breaker. I don't know if they're trying to show that he's this mega badass character, that they don't even know who is going to dethrone him. But good job making Braun Breaker look good. Penta, it's to the point when we see him on Raw, we know that he's new or he's getting this mega push. He's someone that came from the other company. oh my God, he's the hottest thing right now. Everyone's so excited about what happened. Um, so when he has these matches, it's not really surprising if he wins. It's not really surprising if he retains. Well, not retains, like if he gets disqualified like tonight, because they clearly are protecting Penta. Um, that being said, do I see a WrestleMania win? No. I see him losing though, and I see him losing. Maybe not the one getting pinned, but he is in a multi-man men match, so therefore he doesn't technically have to get pinned to lose. I do think out of the four, Dominic Mysterio would be a great surprise element. Who would think that Dominic Mysterio out of the other three, Finn Balor, Braun, and Penta, who would have thought that Dominic Mysterio would be the winner? So I do feel like Dominic Mysterio winning would be a big shock. Yes, it would be a big shock to me. Carlito again is getting beat up. I know he is a legend. He's been around for so long. He has so much respect, and he's done so much for the industry. But right now, this is the age they like to do this when you're in your late 30s or you're when your 40s, your mid 40s, in the beginning of your 40s. Sometimes they don't have anything for you. You will be like a Carlito that is basically taking all the bumps. Kind of reminds me of Natalia Neihart. Yeah, we respect you. We're going to book you sometimes, but we're not really going to make that much plans off of you. Roman Reigns does question if Paul Heyman is loyal to him, and he does get physical with Paul Heyman. What I mean is he does push him. He does push Paul Heyman, and if you can, please like this video. It does help, and please sub if you have not. But yes, we're talking about Raw. Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, this drama, the favor. Really, I don't know how this even makes any sense, considering that the triple threat was recently, well, maybe 3 weeks ago, it was announced just for CM Punk to say the favor is for Paul Heyman to be in my corner, which kind of was confusing because the favor, you asked the favor before the match was even announced. So that's what is confusing. You said that you wanted a favor by helping Roman Reigns, but then the favor is I want you to be the one that's in my corner at WrestleMania. But this match wasn't even made until after you made the favor. Well, before you made the favor. So what were you thinking before the match was even made? What was the favor? How or were you Raven Simone and you knew this match was going to happen? That's why you wanted that favor. Again, the storyline doesn't really make that much sense. Not trying to be negative, but I do think that this will be the night, well, the match of the night. Don't know if it will be match of WrestleMania. I am assuming that Cody Rhodes and John Cena, they are on Sunday, and Saturday they are closing the match, the triple threat. So that being said, I don't know if it will be better than John Cena and Cody Rhodes because I do know that they're going to put all their energy into that match. But I do feel like it could be the match of the night for Saturday. Um, that being said, WrestleMania is coming up. It is a really busy, busy week. So thank you those that are attending or that could. I wanted to do a quick review on Raw. I haven't done Raw in a while now. Also, I'm thinking about doing Raw next week after Mania, but I will also be live here on YouTube Saturday night real fast for a quick review on what happened. But let's talk about the ratings. Today they didn't really have that much that went further. I mean, I guess with this Paul Heyman and the Roman Reigns getting physical with Paul Heyman, it did show that Roman Reigns really, I'm not saying he doesn't care about Paul Heyman, but he's not really as cautious as he used to be with Paul Heyman. I will say Roman Reigns, when he did return back from being gone for a couple months, he did come back all humble, how he wanted to make amends with those that he hurt. We are starting to see in storyline that that is already starting to fade away, and he's starting to become back to that Roman Reigns that really didn't care about anybody else's feelings, They really just cared about his own. So I feel like that is what it's going to, what they're implying. I could see him eventually turning heel again, but especially if he loses. Let's see how this match ends. I do feel like this match is going to end with Seth Rollins being the winner, due to Paul Heyman trying to please both his tribal chief and CM Punk to the point it's going to backfire, and it's going to be Seth Rollins that gains from the lack of communication. So I do feel like Seth Rollins is going to be the winner of that WrestleMania match. I don't know what it's going to do for his career. I don't know if it's going to put it on a new height. I don't know if it's going to be great for bragging rights for a couple months. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But I do know that more than likely Seth Rollins may be the one that wins, and they're going to continue this feud with CM Punk and Roman Reigns, maybe all the way to not WrestleMania, to SummerSlam. Maybe that is going to be their one-on-one match for SummerSlam. Who knows? It could lead to that. But Seth Rollins winning, don't know what could be next for him. Maybe him claiming that he is the rightful WWE champion. But that was Raw. Wanted to do a quick review. It's been 20 minutes, but that was Raw. Again, I like to do quick reviews, quick lives. I do know it keeps saying 12 people, 4 people, 22 people, 3 people. It keeps changing, but yes, if you want to leave what you felt of Raw, you can. I do feel like it is maybe a 8.2 out of 10. I give that a lot, but yeah, 8.2 out of 10 could have been a little bit more better. Could have been a little bit more better. I don't know why the Raw before WrestleMania we didn't get no surprises or even more storyline development. But maybe they're saving that for the actual WrestleMania for them to go all out, and maybe they're saving that for the Raw after Mania, which will be next week. So we shall see. But this is Markel's World. All things pro wrestling news of my life. This is your Raw review, April 14th, 2025. Life update. It's Monday. I'm chilling. I hope all is well with you guys. But this is Markel's World. All things pro wrestling news of my life. I'll see you guys on the next video, YouTube. Peace.